It was Christmas Eve when she called. Her tone was casual, too casual. "We're keeping dinner small this year," my mother-in-law said, her voice dripping with politeness that had always felt like poison. "Just family, you understand, family," her favorite word. I stared at the empty plate in front of me, my nephew's small hand gripping mine. He was drawing something, snowmen, I think. His mother's smile, my sister's smile, peeked through his eyes. Then she said it. "Only real grandchildren at dinner. Don't bring that boy." I didn't answer. I just listened to her silence after it, how satisfied she sounded to have said it out loud. I hung up, texted her one word, "Understood." Then I sat there for a long time, staring at the blinking tree lights. Each blink reminded me of her voice, her tone, her casual cruelty. My nephew looked up. "Uncle, are we going to Grandma's tomorrow?" I smiled softly. "No, kiddo, Grandma's busy." He nodded, small and trusting. He didn't understand what had just happened, but I did. When my sister died, I promised I'd keep him safe. From the world, from pity, from people who see bloodlines as currency. My wife's mother had never accepted it. She'd smile at him in public, then whisper to my wife in private, "He's not yours. Don't let him grow up thinking he is." I ignored it, for years. You tell yourself not to fight battles beneath you, but there's something about watching a child you love being excluded from love he deserves that cracks even the calmest shell. That night, I watched my wife set the table. 2 plates, 2 wine glasses, the faintest smile on her lips. "Mom said she's making roast duck," she said lightly, avoiding my eyes. "She's just old-fashioned." "Old-fashioned," I repeated. The word tasted like rust. She didn't meet my gaze. She just shrugged, turned up the music, and poured wine. That's when I realized she wasn't just tolerating her mother's cruelty, she was complicit in it. I didn't argue, not then. I'd learned the power of silence. I tucked my nephew in, listened to him whisper a goodnight to a mother he'd never see again, and went downstairs. My wife was laughing on the phone with her mother. "Yeah, he said it's fine, he understands," she said. "We'll open presents there in the morning." I stood in the doorway, watching her reflection in the window. Calm, polished, empty. The rest of the night I didn't sleep. I made a list instead, of things that mattered and things that didn't. Her name slipped from one side to the other before dawn. At 2 a.m. I wrote a message. Drafted, deleted, rewrote. It was simple, calculated. I scheduled it for 9 a.m., Christmas morning. Then I wrapped her mother's gift, something small, metallic, and painfully symbolic. The next morning, my wife left early, dressed in red, humming a Christmas song. I stayed behind with my nephew. We built a snowman in silence. The world felt too still, too fragile. By noon, I got the message. A photo from my wife, her mother opening presents, her face bright with joy. Then another, her expression frozen mid-smile, confusion setting in. Because the box didn't hold jewelry or perfume, it held a phone. Her phone, the one I'd quietly borrowed the night before, copied every contact, and set to auto-dial me. 56 missed calls later, her phone froze. Each missed call time-stamped from me, each call unanswered. And when she looked closer, she saw the custom contact name I'd added beneath my number. The boy's dad. She called, trembling. "What is this supposed to mean?" Her voice cracked through the static. I kept my tone steady. "It means every second you ignored that boy." I remembered. "Are you threatening me?" she snapped. "No," I said. "I'm reminding you. Every time you look at your phone, every missed call is a second you refuse to be human." She hung up. My wife called next, angry, defensive, desperate. I didn't answer. Some truths don't need discussion. They only need silence long enough to echo. That night, my nephew slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. I watched him, the way his chest rose and fell, steady and calm. I thought about my sister, how she'd trusted me to keep him safe, not just from danger, from cruelty disguised as tradition. My phone buzzed once more. A message from my wife. "You went too far." I didn't reply. I turned the phone over, face down on the table, and whispered into the quiet, "No, I just went far enough." Outside, snow began to fall again. The world was silent, untouched, white. And for the first time that Christmas, so was I. Some people learn through love. Others only understand the sound of a phone that never stops ringing.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.